In the mid-2000s, A.J. Allmendinger appeared to be one of the top American prospects in IndyCar racing. He won the 2003 Atlantic Championship with 7 wins out of 12 races and moved up to Champ Car in 2004. From 2004 to 2006, Allmendinger finished no worse than 6th in points and would break into victory lane in 2006, a season that saw him win 5 races. Later that year, Allmendinger began to compete in NASCAR. By 2007, Allmendinger was competing full-time in the Cup Series with Team Red Bull. Also as part of Toyota's debut season, the combination of a driver, team, and manufacturer with limited experience in a category saw Allmendinger only qualify for 17 of 36 races and fail to finish better than 15th at Charlotte. Over the next 4 seasons, Allmendinger steadily improved his results and was soon regularly able to finish in the top 10 in races. It seemed he finally caught his break when he joined Team Penske in 2012. However, through 17 races, Allmendinger finished in the top 10 just 3 times before he got suspended indefinitely for failing a drug test. He was eventually able to be reinstated later that year and did 4 races for Phoenix Racing, but the damage was done as Joey Logano would replace Allmendinger for 2013. Despite this, Allmendinger was retained by Penske for 2013 also. He would drive partial seasons in both the IndyCar Series and NASCAR Secondary Series. For this video, we will be looking at how things went in the former.
Here is A.J. Allmendinger, final stop for his race, Kev.
Flawless stops to start. Roger Penske gave a thumbs up to the crew after each of the first 2 stops. He was supposed to test in Indianapolis. Oh! The car stalled. They get the starter out, and they're going to lose precious time on pit road. He's been running close to the top 10 all day. They will get it restarted here. He has been struggling most with that hand clutch this weekend. Don't know if that was an issue there, but that's going to lose him a lot of track position, but it's not catastrophic. He'll get back out and run some laps.
Well, that's, I think, what they were worried about. Mainly, and you can see A.J., he's beating himself up right now about it. You're talking about a guy that's putting a lot of pressure on himself. And as Kevin said, that's going to cost him quite a bit.
Don't know whose fault that was. You see Kimball go blowing by there, so it's going to put A.J., looks like, a lap down.
And that's just one of those things of time in car. Time in the machine.
It could be, or, there's been so many issues today with gearboxes and clutches at St. Pete and things like that. I don't necessarily going to put that on A.J. right away. We got to find out what happened.
Well, Kevin, I walked up to A.J. Allmendinger and said, other than the stop, it was a great run. He said, no, it wasn't. So why are you upset with yourself?
I don't know. I mean, it's, all around, I felt like, the day went fairly well up until that stop. I think we got it hurt to the red tires and if they'd fall off and realized in the warm-up that they wouldn't 2 sets to a lot of guys 3. I knew that would hurt us a little bit, but, I had a good start. I was aggressive on the start. I think we got up to like 6th or 7th and, I had good speed in the Izod Chevy, and I think it's just trying to learn nuances of how this is going. And, I felt like we were probably going to finish 10th or 11th and stall in the pits. I'm not really sure why. It's couldn't give it to clean out and rev up, and as soon as I let the clutch out, it died. So, I'm going to beat myself up for a while and then go take the positives out of it. Physically, I feel pretty good about it. That's something I was really nervous about. I feel good. I felt like I could go out and do more laps and keep getting better. And at the end there, we just we pitted so early, we had to save fuel the whole stint, so that hurt us there at the end. But proud of everybody at Penske for all the hard work. Roger for giving me this chance. We'll go to Long Beach, be better, but I'm going to go beat myself up a little bit for this.
Well, that's the good news. We will see him at Long Beach, Lee.
Yeah, and we look forward to that too. And like we said, guys, in the call, it's just a matter of time in the car. He shouldn't be so hard on himself, because if it weren't for that stall, give him 15 seconds back, Wally, where would he be?
But that's what makes it worse, because you were running well, and it was your first race back. You were having a great run. You make a mistake, or whatever happened on the pit lane really cost him a good finish.
Oh, no, we've got Allmendinger disabled.
And I understand, Wally.
The steering wheel is in your hands.
So is the brake pedal under your foot.
There you go.
Yeah, I got you. A.J. Allmendinger with a problem, turn 5.
This looks like some kind of driveline issue, because he's just pulled off in a safe area there before the apex at turn 5.
Meanwhile, the 2 of A.J. Allmendinger coming down pit road right now, having some issues. They're going to look at the right tire. They're saying, look at the tire. He thinks he may have a cut tire. As they count him down, he was our leader. watch the team. Roger Penske on the wall to the right, standing there calling him, saying, we're going to get him. Hold it here, hold it here. Let's look at it. They're adjusting inside the race car. The guys upstairs in the booth maybe elaborate on what they were doing inside there, guys.
I think reaching inside the cockpit there, I think his belts came loose because it looked like the crewman reached inside, and it's a 6-way clasp inside there.
Marco Andretti is your race leader. Let's listen in on the radio that we just captured from AJ.
My belt just came undone.
So you were right, Scott. It was the belt that came undone.
And you can't drive around here driving up 3.5, 4 Gs in every turn, Eddie. But that tells you that he just caught part of his sleeve or something on the one quick clasp.
You can drive around here, but it might be the most stupid thing you've ever done in your life.
All right, he's gone a lap down. How critical is this? Does he have a chance with now past lap 113?
He's off strategy. If by some reason the strategy changes, he could find himself at an advantage. But right now, he's got a lot of driving to make up. He's got to get to the front of this group again. So if there's a yellow, he comes back to the Indy.
Oh, we have contact. The 2-car of AJ Allmendinger climbs right up and over one of the target machines.
Just isn't that much room, is there, Scott? You make a mistake by 5 inches and you're over the top of somebody.
Well, these open wheel cars, and you can see the team owner Roger Penske disappointed on that, calling the race for AJ Allmendinger. Remember, this is Roger's hometown and his race here at Belle Isle. But let's watch a replay here. A lot of jostling going on. You can see that he's just looking to make a move going on the inside of Scott Dixon, and there just was not enough room between him and Justin Wilson. Let's watch this one more time. On board with James Hinchcliffe. Watch how narrow the track gets up here. As a driver like James, you're hoping that you don't run over anything that's going to puncture a tire, and you've gotten through that.
Dixon is going to have to come in to change his rear wing. It looked like he had some contact with that. Those things happen so quickly. You cannot react to what's in front of you because you just don't have time. You're braking, trying to turn in, and if you get pushed, here's Dixon coming into the pits. If you get pushed, there's nowhere to go but the car in front of you. Once these cars hook up with the tires, they take off.
I showed you that AJ Allmendinger had his race come to an abrupt end on the very first lap, and he has finally been released, and Jamie Little has caught up with him.
Yes, he was standing down here a little defeated. Your first time here to Detroit. You're holding your thumb, though, AJ. What happened?
Well, I jammed it once I tried to clear the fence there. Just tight start, you know, part of a street course, 3-4 wide, and you know, had guys on both sides of me and ran in the back of Scott Dixon. That's my fault. You know, everybody checked up in front of me, and I wasn't. I was more worried about the guys inside of me, and I wasn't ready for them to check up so early. So
we're going to show the replay right here, AJ.
Yeah, you know, that's just my fault. I feel bad. You know, I'm glad Scott's still in the race and getting back to the front. That's just that's my fault. And you know, trying hard sometimes is just not good enough right now. And Roger's putting a lot of support into me, and Team Penske, they're I'm giving everything I got, and you know, so happy to have Quicken Loans on the car, and not the way I wanted to show my appreciation. So try it again tomorrow, and just hopefully it's good enough. I'm doing everything I can, so I feel bad for everybody on this race team. My guys got to do a lot more work than they should right now, and it's all my fault. So just go try it again tomorrow.
Defeated, but not too often do you get a redo, so we'll see AJ Allmendinger in that primary. They're going to fix it tonight. They'll be back tomorrow.
Conway has done exactly what he had to do. He's had a clean start. He has to put a little... Oh, there's an accident behind.
Big crash back at the exit of the corner, and it is AJ Allmendinger. I'm wondering if that thumb had anything to do with it. He could barely grip anything.
He just cannot get a break here. He had the similar problem at yesterday's race right at the start.
Yeah. Idiot. What happened?
Oh, he's now taking his steering wheel off, which is where all the communication goes through. You hear Roger say what happened. Hopefully we'll have a replay for that. AJ Allmendinger, absolutely one of the most talented drivers there is, both in open wheel, has done a great job obviously in NASCAR with the past issues he's had here just recently. He wanted to come out and make this all right, especially getting a second chance for Roger Penske. Disappointment, you can hear that in his voice. Now let's look towards the back, and you can see that the back end of the car starts to come around Eddie just as he's trying to apply power, going up over that little bridge where there's a creek that runs underneath, and the back end stepped out. He tried to correct it, and when it came back over the far side of the hill, it got gripped and took him into the wall. So that is something that the driver feels awful about right now, and especially 2 days in a row.
But the captain has gone through a lot of these things, and he always supports the drivers. But at this point, I'm sure his mind is just turned over to the other drivers, and he has a race to win. But I'm sure that thumb that he had definitely didn't help him when he went to correct. Those corrections are made instantaneous.
All right, let's check in with Jamie Little. She's caught up with A.J. Allmendinger.
Second race in a row for A.J. Allmendinger. Crash on the first lap. I've got to think it had something to do with this injured thumb, A.J.
No, that's just a poor excuse right there. Just a huge mistake by me again. I mean, it's you know, start of the race trying to be aggressive, not kind of get sucked into everything, and then just made a mistake again. It's God, I don't even know what to say. I apologize to Roger, everybody, Team Penske, Quicken Loans, everybody that puts the effort, all my guys. It's I'm embarrassed, honestly. It's embarrassing for me. I'm heartbroken. Roger deserves better than that. You know, the sponsors, such a great event here at Detroit. You know, Bud Dankner, everybody's put on such a great event. You know, it's I don't know where I go from here. I'm heartbroken. I don't even know what to say anymore. It's hopefully Will and Elio can go win this thing. Roger deserves it. I feel so lucky that he believes in me, and that's not even close how I want to repay him. So figure out where I go.
All right, A.J. Allmendinger will be back in the Sprint Cup Series next weekend, and we are going green again, Marty.
And there's a crash.
A.J. Allmendinger.
Whoa.
Was that Bourdais who flashed through there?
It was somebody.
That was a very.
That is right in between turns 3 and 4. That's where we saw the practice crashes. We see AJ moving inside the cockpit. I was going to say right in between turns 3 and 4. That's where we saw the practice crashes. Also the Munoz accident.
Yeah. And there's AJ stepping from the Izod Chevrolet.
Oh boy, he lost it early in the corner, Wally.
Ooh. It was Ed Carpenter below him. Ed wasn't coming to the pits, no?
It was Bourdais who went through on the low side, and knowing AJ the way we do, you saw the frustration when he got out of the car and clenched his fists. He just wanted to do well for the team here tonight. Here's another look.
Ed was had Ed just come out? No, he didn't come out of the pits. Ed was going really slow, and it's like
AJ reacted
exactly
and lost it.
Maybe Ed was coming into the pits.
He was, guys. He was going to come in, and now that yellow hurt him. He's out of fuel, coasting.
Okay, so Allmendinger didn't realize Ed was pitting. And there was a lot of talk about this in the drivers' meeting because the IndyCar Series decided let's pit off at turn 4 for this race. A lot of drivers concerned about that very issue. How do I know if someone's going to come into the pits and all of a sudden I'm running up on them on the inside and they back out to pit? Remember, you have to start slowing these things down, not at the exit of turn 4 for pit lane, but you've got to start breathing in turn 3, especially on old tires.
In 2013, Allmendinger started 6 races, got a best start of 2nd at Fontana, and a best finish of 7th place at Indianapolis. His only top 10 of the season. He led 23 laps during the season, all at Indianapolis. However, he failed to finish 4 races. Allmendinger would finish 27th place in the final standings with 100 points. Allmendinger's outings in NASCAR were much more successful. He won both secondary series races he entered, Road America and Mid-Ohio. Allmendinger also drove part-time in the Cup Series for both Phoenix Racing and JTG Doherty Racing, whom he would join to compete full-time starting in 2014. Hello everybody! I am proud to announce that I have established an official store on Teespring. There, you can find a wide variety of official merchandise related to the Ryan Holman Network, all of which was personally designed by me, Ryan Holman. To find the official Ryan Holman store, please go to teespring.com/stores/the-official-Ryan-Holman-store. Thank you.